Alex, I have a question. Imagine you want to speak English. You open your mouth, but suddenly your throat feels tight.
Oh, I know that feeling. My throat closes, and my hands get sweaty.
And your heart?
My heart goes boom, boom, boom. It beats very fast.
It is a terrible feeling, isn't it? You want to speak, but you are frozen.
Yes, and I always think I am afraid because my grammar is bad, or I don't know enough words.
Swirlily. Alex, what if I told you that is not the reason?
It is not?
No. Your grammar's okay. Your vocabulary's okay. The real reason you are afraid is something completely different.
Really? Then what is it?
Today, I'm going to tell you the secret, and we are going to fix it together.
I am ready to listen. This sounds very important.
Welcome to the Confident English Podcast, a cozy space where learning English feels easy and confident.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alex. I'm very happy to be here with you today.
And I'm Sophie. Hello, my friends. We are so glad you are here.
Sophie, I am very curious now. You said my fear is not about grammar.
That is right, Alex. But first, tell me honestly, how are you feeling right now? Are you feeling brave?
Honestly, I feel a little bit nervous, but I trust you, so I feel ready.
That is good. Trust is the first step. Today, we're going to be honest. We're going to look at the fear and make it disappear.
That sounds wonderful. I think many of our listeners need this today.
I think so too. So if you want to stop being afraid and start speaking, please subscribe to the Confident English podcast.
Yes, click the subscribe button. And if you have ever felt your heart beat fast when speaking English, please click the like button.
Let us know we are not alone. Leave a comment and say, I am ready to be brave.
We read every comment. It helps us feel brave too.
Okay, Alex, let's talk about the fear.
Let's do it.
Many students tell me, Sophie, I'm afraid to speak because my grammar is bad.
Or they say, I'm afraid because I don't know enough words.
They think the problem is knowledge.
They think if I study more, the fear will go away.
But Alex, is that true?
No, it is not true.
Why not?
Because I know people with perfect grammar who are still afraid to speak.
And I know people with very simple grammar who speak confidently.
So the fear is not about grammar.
It is not about vocabulary.
It is about something deeper.
What is it, Alex? What is the real reason?
The real reason is judgment.
Judgment. That is a heavy word.
Yes, we are afraid of what other people think.
We are afraid they will think we are stupid.
We are afraid they will laugh at us.
We are afraid of looking like a child.
Exactly. In your own language, you are an adult. You are smart. You are funny.
But in English, you feel small. You cannot say exactly what you think.
And that feeling of being small, that is scary.
It hurts our ego.
Our ego wants to be big and strong. It hates being weak.
So the fear is not about English, it is about protection.
Yes, your brain is trying to protect you.
It says, stop. Don't speak. If you speak, you might make a mistake.
If you make a mistake, people will judge you.
So stay quiet, stay safe.
Our brain is very dramatic, isn't it?
It is very dramatic. It acts like speaking English is dangerous, like fighting a lion.
But actually, it's just ordering a coffee.
So, Alex, if the problem is fear of judgment, how do we fix it?
We have to change our mindset.
Mindset, how we think.
Yes, right now, many learners think speaking is a test.
A test, yes, pass or fail.
Every conversation is an exam. Did I get an A? Did I get an F?
That is so stressful. No wonder people are afraid.
Exactly. Who likes taking exams every day?
Nobody. So what is the new mindset?
The new mindset is speaking is a connection.
Connection, not a test.
No, when you speak to someone, you are building a bridge.
You are sharing an idea. You are sharing a feeling.
You are not trying to be perfect, you are trying to be understood.
If I understand you, you succeed.
Even if your grammar is messy,
Yes, even if you say, yesterday I go to shop.
I understand you. You went to the shop.
Connection successful. Bridge built.
Sophie, I want to talk about the spotlight effect.
Ooh, the spotlight effect. What is that?
Imagine a theater. The stage is dark, but there is one bright light.
A spotlight.
And the light is on you.
Just me?
Yes, everyone is looking at you, watching your every move.
That's how it feels when I speak English.
Yes, we think everyone is analyzing our mistakes.
We think they are counting our errors. 1 mistake, 2 mistakes.
But, Sophie, is that true?
No, it is not true.
Why not?
Because people are busy. They're thinking about themselves.
Exactly. They are thinking, am I listening well? Is there spinach in my teeth? What time is lunch?
They are not obsessing over your grammar.
They just want to hear your story.
So turn off the spotlight.
Realize that people don't care about your mistakes as much as you do.
You are your own worst judge.
So be kind to yourself.
Sophie, let's talk about perfectionism again.
Ah, perfectionism, the enemy of speaking.
Why do we want to be perfect?
Because we think perfection equals safety.
If I am perfect, nobody can hurt me.
If I am perfect, nobody can laugh.
But perfection is impossible.
It is a wall, a high wall that stops you from moving.
It's better to be good enough.
Good enough. I love that phrase.
My English is good enough to order food.
My English is good enough to make a friend.
My English is good enough to ask for help.
That is freedom.
Yes, you don't need to be Shakespeare. You just need to be Sophie. Just be Sophie. I can do that.
And I can just be Alex.
Sophie, I have a question. What about physical fear?
Physical fear?
Yes, when your body reacts, sweaty hands, fast heart.
Ah, that is real. It's biology.
How do we stop it?
We cannot stop it completely, but we can manage it.
How?
With breathing.
Breathing. It sounds too simple.
It is simple, but it works. When you're scared, you stop breathing.
Or you breathe very fast.
Yes, and that tells your brain, danger, danger.
So, if we slow down the breath,
If we take a long, deep breath,
we tell the brain, it's okay, we are safe.
so before you speak, take one deep breath
Nobody will notice, just a small pause.
and smile.
Does smiling help fear?
Yes, it relaxes your face muscles and it sends a happy signal to your brain.
And it makes the other person smile too.
Exactly. And when they smile, they look less scary.
So, breathe and smile. 2 magic tools.
Sophie, I want to talk about the worst case scenario.
The worst case scenario. What is the terrible thing that could happen?
Yes, let's imagine it.
Okay, I speak English. I make a huge mistake.
You say something very silly.
What happens?
Does the world explode?
No.
Does the police come and arrest you?
You are under arrest for bad grammar. No.
Does the other person punch you?
No.
What is the worst thing? Maybe they look confused.
Maybe they say, what?
Or maybe they laugh a little bit.
Is that fatal? Will you die?
No, you might feel embarrassed for 1 minute.
And then life continues.
Exactly. The fear is a monster in the dark. But when you turn on the light, it is just a small cat.
A small cat. I like that image. The fear is not real danger.
It is discomfort, not danger.
Alex, let's do a role play.
A role play? I love role plays.
Let's show the difference between fear mindset and connection mindset.
Okay.
First, be the fear mindset student.
Okay. I am afraid. I am thinking about mistakes.
Ask me for directions.
Excuse me. Sorry, where is station? Sorry.
The station? It is down the street.
Thank you. Sorry. Bye.
Okay, how did that feel?
Terrible. I felt small. I felt like I was annoying you.
And you said sorry 3 times.
Yes, I was apologizing for existing.
Now, be the connection mindset student.
Okay, I am not perfect, but I want to connect. I breathe. I smile.
Ask me for directions.
Hello. Excuse me. I am looking for the station. Can you help me?
Of course, it is down the street.
Down the street. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Wow, totally different.
I felt human.
You made a mistake. You said I looking instead of I am looking. Did it matter?
Not at all. I understood you perfectly.
And I smiled, and I said, have a nice day.
That is the connection. Listeners, did you hear the difference? The grammar was almost the same, but the energy was different.
One was fear, one was connection.
You can choose your energy.
Alex, what about practice? Does practice help fear?
Yes, but the right kind of practice.
What is the right kind?
Practice in safe places first.
Safe places. Like here?
Yes, listening to us is safe. Speaking to yourself is safe.
Speak to your cat. Speak to your plants.
They will not judge you. Your cat doesn't care about prepositions.
My cat only cares about food.
Exactly. Build your confidence in private.
Then try a small challenge.
Like ordering a coffee. It takes 10 seconds.
Or saying good morning to a neighbor.
Small steps. You don't run a marathon on the first day.
You walk around the block.
And celebrate every victory.
Yes, if you speak and you don't die, celebrate.
I survived. Yay!
Buy yourself a cookie. Pat yourself on the back.
Reinforce the positive. Tell your brain, see, speaking is safe. Speaking is good.
Slowly, the fear will get smaller.
It might never go away completely.
And that is okay. You can speak with the fear.
Be a brave learner, not a fearless learner.
Brave means acting with fear.
Alex, I want to tell our listeners something personal.
Yes?
I am learning to play the guitar.
Oh, really? That is wonderful.
And I am terrible.
Are you?
Yes, my fingers hurt. The sound is bad.
Are you afraid to play for people?
Yes, very afraid. I feel the judgment.
So what do you do?
I remind myself, I'm a beginner. It's okay to be bad.
It's okay to be bad.
And I play anyway, because I love music.
You focus on the love, not the fear.
Exactly. Listeners, focus on why you love English.
Do you love travel? Do you love movies? Do you love making friends?
Focus on that love. Let the love be bigger than the fear.
Love is always stronger than fear.
Always.
So, Alex, let's summarize our bravery tools today.
Okay, the bravery kit.
Tool number 1, change the goal.
The goal is connection, not perfection. Build a bridge. Don't pass a test.
Tool number 2, turn off the spotlight.
People are not looking at you. They're thinking about themselves.
Tool number 3, breathe and smile.
Hack your biology. Calm your body.
Tool number 4, the worst case scenario.
Realize that nothing terrible will happen. You are safe.
Tool number 5, practice in safe places.
Talk to your cat. Build confidence slowly.
And tool number 6, focus on love.
Remember why you want to speak. Let your passion drive you.
This is a beautiful kit.
It is, and you have it with you all the time.
You don't need to buy it. It's in your mind.
Alex, how are you feeling now?
I feel inspired. I feel like I want to go out and make mistakes.
Go make some beautiful mistakes, Sophie.
I will. And to our listeners, we know this is hard,
We know the fear feels real.
but we believe in you.
We see your courage. We see your effort.
You are stronger than you think.
Much stronger.
So here's your challenge for this week.
A bravery challenge.
Find one person, just one,
A friend? A stranger?
anyone, and say one sentence in English.
Just one sentence?
Yes, the weather is nice today, or I like your shoes.
And do it with a smile.
And if you feel afraid, do it anyway.
Be brave for 5 seconds.
5 seconds of bravery can change your life.
We would love to hear about your brave moment.
Yes, please tell us in the comments. Did you speak to someone? How did it feel?
Did you survive?
Write, I survived in the comments.
We will cheer for you.
We are your biggest supporters.
If this episode helped you feel a little less alone,
Please subscribe to the Confident English podcast
join our community of brave, imperfect learners.
and give us a thumbs up. It helps us reach more people.
Thank you for trusting us with your fear.
Thank you for being here.
Take a deep breath. Shoulders back.
You are ready.
See you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Goodbye, friends. Be brave.